Alright, ladies and gents, as ever, my name is Shane, that's Shane is Games, and today we're going to be playing Scratch's Director's Cut for the PC. This won't be our first time playing it, so if you want to see how we got to where we are tonight, or check out some of the games I've played in the past, be them obscure, unusual, or nostalgic, feel free to check out my YouTube channel. But for today, let's go ahead and get into the game. So the premise here is we are playing an American author who has bought a spooky Victorian mansion in the remote English countryside in order to get some peace and quiet to finish his new horror novel. But once he got in there, he discovered the house has a horrible history. There was a murder that happened there, and rumors of terrible things, and so he started investigating that. Is what they tell you the premise of the game is, but most of it has been about the perils of home ownership and absolutely pestering the bejesus out of our real estate agent, Jerry. But the most recent thing that happened in the game, if you missed the ending last week, is we couldn't, the power was out, we couldn't get that fixed. We couldn't find any candles or anything, so we had to sleep in total darkness. But while we went to bed, first of all, we had a strange dream about a secret door in the gallery room. And then after that, we actually woke up and heard some strange scratching noises coming from the fireplace, which is weird. We were told that there was a rat problem at the place apparently, so that might be related. So let's go ahead and get started on the morning of day 2. Let's see. Guest room Sunday 9 a.m. I'm guessing that's us. That looks like it. Alright, yes. So this is our bedroom where we're sleeping, where we had a very spooky night. And yeah, it sounds like it's absolutely pouring rain out there, so that's not a good sign. Do we want to do some work on our novel here? I laid my fingers upon the typewriter, but it was unusually cold and immediately stopped my desire to write. Wow, our guy is getting nothing done here. That's not a great sign. Alright, so let's go ahead out. I know the first thing I want to do today is I want to investigate the gallery room, since we did have that weird dream about it. See if maybe there's anything to that? Perhaps? Alright, so nothing's different in here. Nothing appears to have changed. So what we saw in the dream was this cabinet wasn't there. And instead, behind it, there was a door that was being boarded shut. Can we move this? It wouldn't move. All right. This display case was holding perhaps the most impressive item in the room. That's the big tusks in there. We can get a closer look at those. A pair of huge carved tusks were occupying a corner of the gallery. Alright, so there doesn't seem to be any obvious way to move it. I'll zoom in on this painting, but I can't do anything more with it. Nothing else to see down at the bottom there anywhere? No, not that I can see. Can't scroll from here either. No, so it doesn't budge. That's interesting. Alright. Well, nothing to do with that for right now. And if that's the case, then we don't know exactly what we need to be doing at the moment. And anyone who was here last week, you know what happens when we don't know exactly what we need to do in any given second and any given day. And that means it's time to go pester our real estate agent. Poor Jerry, probably regretting ever getting involved with us. We call him like every 10 minutes, basically. and tell him that we have problems that he needs to solve for us for some reason. Because I guess we've decided he's our personal concierge. Getting there. Love that classical ray tracing, you know, it would take half a day to render. Oh my god, yeah. Ooh. Wait, is Jerry calling us? What a wonderful surprise. Jerry!
Hello.
Michael, how are you doing over there? The sky's falling here.
You mean this storm has hit there too? Seems the entire universe is falling here. I'm afraid to go outside.
Well, the better then, as I won't be able to come for you. I'm deeply sorry, but it's seemingly impossible driving to Northumberland. Even less getting anywhere near the manor. I understand many of the roads are closed.
So much for my hopes of seeing Mr. Electrician today, then. Ah, the benefits of being away from society, eh? I should have listened to you.
Don't panic. I'll come right for you, as soon as this thing is over. You just hang on in there.
It's not like I have any other choice, do I?
I'm afraid not, my friend. This storm has the power to disturb the dead.
Well, it seemed like this very same storm has awakened the evil spirits resting inside my new home.
What's that?
Not sure, but I happened to hear some odd sounds last night. Kind of scratching noises down in the basement.
I do remember the cleaning lady saying something about rats.
Unless we're talking about mutant rats here, I don't think that's the problem.
Michael, my friend, you were tired from a long trip and stressed about the problems you found there. On top of that, you had moved to a very old house. Guess what's the most common complaint from people moving to old houses?
Ghosts on the loose?
Sort of. Now go focus on your book while you still have enough light. I'll be there as soon as possible.
Thanks. Bye.
Alright, not very helpful there, Jerry. Dang it. Crimson Raven, welcome in. Hope you're doing good. Head to bed. I hope you have a good rest. Good to see you. But yeah, I'm excited to play this. I do remember when I was working at Circuit City, they did have copies of this on the shelf, but I never picked up one myself. Alright, should we check in on Barbara? See if she's around? Let's see. Wouldn't have been very polite to bother Barbara on a Sunday. Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Alright. Alright, well... I'm not sure what to do in that case. We talked to Jerry. He's absolutely coming down. What happens if I try to go outside? Because he did mention he doesn't want to do that. The storm is raging outside and I didn't feel like strolling around in the garden. Yeah, that's fair. That's probably fair. Alright, so... I guess right now the only lead we have is that weird dream we had. That really isn't much, is it? Trying to think if there's anything else we've got going for us right now. I mean, aside from some stuff we need to like talk to Barbara about, I can't think of any of the loose ends right now. Might need to check the guide to see where I'm supposed to be heading here. I mentioned before, I feel like this game does have some issues with signposting sometimes. Like right here, I'm like, do I have something I'm supposed to be doing? I just don't know about it. Not sure. I know we already inspected this room. I do know things do change sometimes. I guess I can poke around here real quick and see if there's anything different. But I don't think so. Like, just looking at it, everything looks the same. . Yeah, even the mask description is the same. Alright. Not sure there. Yeah, let's take a quick little peek at... I'm using UHS for this one, so it's more of a hint than a guide, which is very nice. I appreciate that. Oops, don't load. Save. Go ahead and can you save right here? There we go. Where should we be starting today is our question. What do we need to do? Let's see. All right. Interesting. It doesn't look like there's anything super obvious to be doing right now, which is very weird. Alright, so... Alright, it does look like we might have missed something, so... if there's an item we missed, that's something we can go work on right now, so... yeah, let's head back in here. And we'll head up to the attic level. Have a look around there. There was a bunch of closed doors at the attic level that we weren't able to get in before. So if we can poke around in there a little bit... that might reveal some things. For starters, we had this. The door was locked, but I could see a key on the other side through the keyhole. There was quite a bit of light coming from below the door. Alright, so there's a big gap below the door. That's interesting. Oh, hang on. Oh, picked something up. What did we pick up here? Oops. Just a piece of newspaper I'd picked up. Alright. Let's see what we've got in our inventory right now. We do have our journal. We haven't looked at our journal yet today. Let's see. Jerry won't be able to drive today. I'm on my own, alone, no lights, and I don't even know the house. Yet I did know what I was getting into by coming here, but this isn't what I was expecting. Now Jerry tells me that a gruesome murder occurred inside this house. First exciting stories about barbaric tribes, now an old-fashioned murder. I feel like I've struck a gold mine here. I found an article regarding the murder Jerry told me about. The situation was vague and left many queries. I wonder if Blackwood was wrongfully accused. I managed to reveal a letter that likely Eva Mariani wrote. It's in Italian. That's the maid of the house back in the day when the murder happened. I must find a way to translate it as I'm dying to know its contents. Barbara has kindly agreed to translate the letter for me. She's such a dear and smart. If only she were prettier. Wow! Enjoy your haunted house, jackass. God, Michael, you can't be so shallow. Oh, there we go. Thank you. I'd better go mail her that letter. Well, that's it for today. It wasn't exactly the first day I was expecting, but I'll get over it. In spite of everything, I'm looking forward to continuing the exploring of my incredible new home tomorrow. I was awakened in the middle of the night by some strange sounds, like an obsessive scratching coming from somewhere deep in the house. I don't like this at all, and I should probably investigate. I managed to trace the sounds to a fireplace. They are indeed coming from below the house. Perhaps some machinery? No, impossible, not without power. Vermin? It just doesn't sound like it. Sadly, I won't be able to investigate the sounds anymore. Can't proceed inside the basement without some light. Guess I'll have to cope with them for the time being. Fortunately, the sounds have stopped. At least I can sleep again, but still, I should look into this. Probably nothing to worry about, but you never know. I woke today to a fierce thunderstorm. The rain is heavy, and I can hardly make out the garden. I don't recall ever seeing something like this. It looks like I'll be stranded inside the house for the whole day. Also, I had an interesting dream yesterday. Something was luring me to a hidden door in the gallery. I should look into this, just in case it's meaningful. Like I thought, neither Jerry nor the electrician will be able to come today. This new turn in my life is getting more and more complicated by the minute. I will survive, but deep inside, I'm becoming truly concerned. Alright, that's all we got there. Hey, Chris Technician. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. Alright, what else do we have in our inventory? We've got the key to the front door. We've got a boring tool. Not a boring tool like a drill. Not that boring, I don't think. We've got a fancy stethoscope. We have a pen. We have a few matches. We have a relatively clean rag. We've got a butcher's knife. We have a pencil. We have a small metal rod. We have an old-fashioned lamp. We've got a rusty golden key. I forget where we used that, but I think we did use that already. And we've got the piece of old newspaper we picked up. Yeah, almost to 100%, I think. I'm getting there. Dinner report. I think I had some Burger King yesterday. I was playing a lot of video games yesterday. I was playing Death Stranding too, so I was very easily distracted. And this newspaper is actually exactly what I was looking for, because let me hit save first. But this reminds me of a puzzle from, I think it was Gabriel Knight. And if it's the same type of puzzle as it is from Gabriel Knight, I think we might have everything we need. Have you seen Crimson Desert? Yes, I saw Lobos Jr. stream some of it, and it seemed kind of interesting, and a couple of my coworkers were raving about it as well. I'm not sure it's for me, because I don't usually like sandbox stuff as much. I need a good narrative, but it does look like it's very open. A lot of systems there. Alright, so the problem is there is a key in this door, but it's in the other side. And the door is locked. We need that key to get in there, so that's a bit of a conundrum. So, if this is anything like the puzzle in Gabriel Knight, what if we were to take this newspaper, slide it under the door, and then take something long and thin, like this metal rod. Nope, that doesn't work. Like this pencil. Pencil was too big to fit in the keyhole. Pen? You never need to write on that note. The boring tool? After a bit of effort, I managed to knock down the key with the help of the boring tool. Alright, now if we grab the newspaper, I removed the piece of paper and noticed that the key had gotten stuck behind the door. Whoever said that this dumb technique to work? God damn it! Really? Wait, it didn't. Oh no! Got stuck behind the door. Holy shit. There's something else we can use to get it out? Use the piece of metal to fish it out? No? Oh god. The knife? Stab? What? Oh, tell me, did I dead end myself right there? I was a little worried that would happen. Ooh, lasagna. I do love a good homemade lasagna. Please tell me I didn't just dead end myself. I will be very, very upset. Oh god, Alright, so shoot. Well, oh yeah, I'm looking at the guide right now, and there's nothing. So we're not dead ended. That was supposed to happen. But also we're kind of shit out of luck now. Oh God! All right. What else do we do now? So yeah, we can't do that. We can't get in there yet, unfortunately. Let's head back up to the gallery. Let's see if we can figure anything with that. Because that's still our main lead as far as I'm concerned. Just the fact that we saw some spooky stuff with that in our dream. If we could get behind that, that might reveal something. I'm very interested in that. Maybe it was just a dream. Maybe there's nothing to it, but I feel like we should at least check that out. The newspaper trick works fine in games, Shirley. It almost worked there. Alright. So I did notice over here, it looks like there's like a big panel down here, right? Like we can see there's an open display section, but is there something in the bottom? Doesn't say anything there. Can we use an item on it? Can I use like the knife like it's a shipping box and see if I can pry that panel off? No, I could have hurt myself, dang it. That's not it, shoot. Thought that might have been something. Oh no, wait, hang on, there's something right here, down at the very bottom. It was firmly stuck in place, it says. Alright, so that might be the thing. There we go. Popped that off. Am I just putting it back? I'm just putting it back on there. That's weird. Alright, so now that I pulled that off, will it move? Maybe? Is that what it is? Still won't move. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it still won't move. The panel had been concealing a couple of wheels. Alright, so it's got wheels, but it still won't move. Why not? That's the next question. Because if there's wheels, it's definitely meant to move, is the thing. That's the thing. You're gonna have Portillo's in El Paso, Texas? That's freaking awesome. You'll have to let me know if you try it out. Hey, Simdust, welcome in. We cannot use gun, unfortunately, but we did use knife. I am very happy that we used knife. So that's a thing. Alright, so we were able to pry that panel off, but still not quite moving it. Alright. Taking a peek at the guide here, and it says, basically, yeah, that's all we can do here for right now. Shoot. All right, I saw this in the UHS, and I've been really hesitating to look into this. Because I don't honestly know how we were supposed to find this in the game. Like, it's possible maybe we were just supposed to search in more detail than we did, but if you were here last week, I clicked on everything, I thought. Apparently, like, one of the paintings in here? Take a look at the paintings in here. Look at that dog right there. That one right there. Nothing there. I feel like I must have missed something and I'm not sure why. Right there. I'm not sure why I'm supposed to be doing this right now. I'm very confused. Yeah, I still seem to be missing something that's interested. Working and lurking, hope you're well. I'm doing alright. Hope work goes good for you. Prepared with that as well. You got some stabbies there, I do see. Alright, I have definitely missed something very significant, so... Give me just a moment. I'm gonna have to check out an actual walkthrough. I'm not sure what I missed here. But clearly I missed something. Alright, so let's see. So... let's see. So we're on Sunday. Let's see. We answered the phone. Let's see. Oh yeah, I definitely did miss something. All right, so all right, that might be it. All right, let's hit back. There it is. God damn it. All right, so that's a little bit pixel hunty. But I have to be looking at this painting, and I have to click on the crystal ball she's holding, and that feels like there's no way I'd be able to find that without just pixel hunting for it, which is not ideal. Bucktooth Gamer, welcome in. How are you doing today? I've heard about this game, but never seen footage of it. The name always made me think it was about a demonic cat named Scratches. I would love any cat named Scratches. That's an adorable cat name. So yeah, there is an interaction point on the crystal ball here, so I'll click that. Amazing. There was a safe behind the picture. All right. I didn't know the combination, and safe cracking certainly isn't my expertise. Well, shit. All right. Well, we did find something new. And we haven't immediately been able to come up with a solution, which means I haven't pestered Jerry. Jerry! Jerry, I don't know how to open a safe, Jerry. Jerry, please help. Jerry, please. I hope this Jerry guy got paid a lot of money, because just the things we put this man through. Way to give up without even trying, protagonist. I mean, that's basically what I would do. Like, I would basically, I'd spin the dial and I'd put my ear against the door and I'd spin it for like a minute or two, and then it'd be like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know how this works. Oh, we do have a stethoscope. I should have tried that, although, you know, we still don't know how to crack safes. That's not our guy's thing. Hey, Lost, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? Jerry! Jerry, please help. Jerry!
Hello?
Jerry, it's me.
What's up, Michael?
I found a safe box in the room upstairs. Would you happen to know the combination?
I think
Oh, great. Tell me.
03211. Just remember to share it if you bump into any expensive jewelry.
Of course I will. Bye.
Alright, I don't think I have to write that down, but just to be safe. 03211. 03211. Alright. We got the safe code, thankfully. That actually does seem like a completely legitimate thing to call your estate agent for. Hey, there's a safe in this house that I just bought. I don't know the combination. What is it? So for once, valid pestering of Jared. Fantastic. I appreciate that. Alright. Head back upstairs. Crack open that safe. And although our estate agent is hoping there is expensive jewelry in there, I think we're more hoping there might be solutions to mysteries. Is what we're banking on. I'm not quite sure what would be hidden in here, but we'll see. We'll see. At this point, we're kind of at a loss for any information, so anything we can find will be new. There we go. I see a document here. Oh my god, that writing's tiny. Holy shit. General Contractors, High Street, Rothsbury, Northumberland, November 11th, 1920? Mr. James T. Blackwood, the Blackwood Manor, Rothsbury, Northumberland. Dear Sir, we hereby propose to furnish all equipment, materials, and labor to complete the contract for the construction of a second floor for the Blackwood Manor of Rothsbury, Northumberland, in accordance to the plans and specifications prepared by Mr. James T. Blackwood. Dated October 31st, 1960? Oh, so maybe it's 1960 and 1980? Is that what the dates are? Might be. For the sums as follows. Base bid, £34,136. Let's see, alternate number 1, deduct £1,000. Alternate number 2, deduct £1,500. Alternate number 3, add £350. Alternate number 4, add £300. Alternate unit price number 1, £1 per cubic yard. I don't think I've ever actually heard anyone use cubic yards as a measurement for something. Hey, Kiwi, I have been doing good. How about yourself? How's everything going with you? Let's see. Lost, you haven't received any safe codes recently, so clearly there's room for improvement. Call your estate agent. Pester them for it. Unit price number 2, £12.50 per cubic yard. We agree to commence the work as directed and complete all work thereafter within a reasonable length of time based on our ability to secure materials. Employer understands the construction may last from 18 to 24 months. Permission is granted to make use of special bank account 6329102 created for this particular occasion, located at the National Bank of Northumberland. Contact number, we do have a contact number for them. 01912 01912 94144 94144. That could be a thing. Cubic yards are pretty common for bulk things like rock and wood. Alright, so that would make sense in this context then. Alright, what else we got in here? We got a key. Alright, so that appears to be the only things in there. It's just... yeah, just that contract and the key. Alright, does he have anything to say about the key if we inspect it? It's a generic looking key, blue in color. Alright. Well, we did just encounter a locked door today, so maybe that's the attic key we need. I mean, there is a key in that door. There's a second one? I don't know, that does feel like reaching a little bit, but like keys, doors have 2 keys sometimes. That's a thing. Not usually in video games, but in real life sometimes that's a thing. Let's see, been pretty good. It's been years since I last watched Twitch. You know, with things like this kind of I fall out sometimes too. You know, you get a little burned out, life gets busy. I think we all know that right now. So yeah, well, welcome back. All right, so it's impossible to get the key now. Do we have a second key? Let's try it. Come on. Maybe? Yes! All right. Cool. Let's see what we got here. All right. Looks like a studio, maybe? Like a painter's studio? Interesting. Wasn't expecting that. Ooh. Hey, Kiwi! Good to be back, though. I have Mr. Top Tier Retro content. Oh, thank you, Kiwi, and thank you for 17 months. I appreciate the heck out of that. Welcome back. I hope life has been kind to you since we've seen you last, and thank you for the sub. It helps a lot. All right. Let's see. This unfinished room seems to have been used as a storeroom for some sinister paintings. Paintings of evil. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. All right, can we go further in the room then? A little bit further in the room. Let's see. Whoever painted these pictures must have been deeply disturbed. Oh, we got a hammer, I think. Like a hammer there. There was nothing out of the ordinary about the hammer. All right, ordinary hammer. Also, Kiwi, you're in luck because I think next week we're going to be playing, I think, the weirdest game we've ever played, which we were talking about earlier, which is Sega Gaga for the Sega Dreamcast. So I'm very excited about that. All right, what else have we got here? Look more closely at the table here. Some blueprints, it looks like. Blueprints of the house. All right. Let's see. The smallest of the hallway. Oh, we can inspect individual rooms. The entrance to the house, obviously. The living room. Dining room. This was the study with the gorgeous collection of books. Smallest of the hallways. The kitchen, evidently. The sad room once occupied by the servant. Servant's bathroom, of course. Let's see, the entrance to the house. Let's see, my lovely room. The long lower hallway. That was odd. I don't remember seeing this room. Very interesting. The main bedroom. There's a strange African gallery. So there may be another room next to the main bedroom. All right. Very interesting. Looks like there's a back entrance to it, or is it? No, there should be a front entrance there. That might be the window outside, possibly. Let's see. Life has been kind, but so busy. I got a new career. I've been climbing the ladder. Oh, hell yes. Well, good to hear. Good to hear. That is awesome. Life's been busy for me as well. I think since last time we were here, I changed jobs twice. And since I'm in the data center business, things are moving very quickly now. So I've been quite busy, and it's only going to get worse from here. But, like, it's good work. I'm enjoying it. And I work with a good team. So that's nice. And I've still got enough time to do some streaming, so I can't complain too much there. Yeah, it is absolutely bonkers how long I've been streaming at this point. This year is going to be my 10-year anniversary of streaming. I can't get my head around that. That's insane. But it's happening, it's happening. Oh crap, what horrors await beyond this door? Yeah, in horror games it is like that. You never know when you're about to get jumped. Along lower hallway. Bathroom on the second floor. Alright. I had to find some way to get into that room. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out. Let's see. The last hallway left unfinished and full of garbage. Common sense dictated it was the very same room I was standing in now. All of the rooms on this floor seem to be in very poor condition. That is true. The last hallway left unfinished and full of garbage. Alright. So there might be an extra room that we didn't notice. That's interesting. 3 years, 10 months right there? 7 years, 3... Good God. Basically, I keep telling people, like, all the numbers on my stream have stopped making sense to me. They're too big. How 10 years? How am I supposed to get my head around 10 years of streaming? Several cans of paints were scattered throughout the room, probably all dried up by now. Oh yeah, most certainly. Most certainly. There's something to grab there? Yes. What did I pick up there? Did I pick something up? The silver key was rather generic looking. Alright, we got another key. That's exciting. That was very easy to miss there. I very easily could have missed that one. I picked up the lid of the can as I thought it might come in handy. Really? Can lid you thought might come in handy? Alright. This is the lid of a can I had picked up for some reason. I love how, like, adventure game protagonists have to be like this. Where they're like, oh, I don't pick that up. I won't need that. But then they're like, can lid. Yes. This will be useful. There is a little bit of a cooldown on Follow Age, so if you use it and nothing happens, give it a little bit of time. Let's see. Lost 7 years, 9 months. Good God. The Kiwi started promotion on the 28th. Get back from leave. I'll be the guy your customers go to when there's disagreement to fix. I mean, if you've got that skill, like, that is a fantastic place to be, and people definitely pay for it, so that's awesome. Congratulations on that. Let's see, Kiwi, 7 years, 5 months. Allie, 7 years, 7 months. Good God. It just... Like, how many TV shows have you watched for, like, 7 seasons? Ask yourself that. That's just such a long time. Good God. Alright, now that I know there's missable stuff in this room, it should be very good. Holy crap, Kiwi! Kiwi, thank you for the 10 subs right there. Going to Ultra B, Karif Andor, Dragon Right, Bucktooth Gamer, Spaghetti King X, I like that name, Shooting Star Neku, Zodal, Lazarus, Chugaboom, Spice Chipmunk. I know a bunch of those people are here today. Oh dear, I slipped and dropped all these subs. Kiwi, thank you so much for that. That is really awesome of you. It means a ton. I'm still just really pleased that you're having so much success in your life. Congratulations again. But yeah, thank you for all the subs. That helps a lot. Retro games are definitely getting more expensive. All right, so I think we got everything we need from that table. Keep looking around here. All right, so he still doesn't like the paintings. They are a bit spooky. I'll say that paintings are a little bit spooky. Let's see. Yeah, it just says that about most of the paintings. Whoever painted them must have been deeply disturbed. Let's see. Is that a door in the back? It was supposed to be... That's the door we came in through, right? It's the door. Alright, yeah, we got another... Oh, alright, yeah, this is, Or no, is that the door we came in from? Yeah, that one's the door we came in from. Is there another door in the room? Door right there. This, oh, yes, there is another door in here. Just had the wrong one there. Can we get through this one? Yes. Alright, we got another new room here. And as with all the other rooms on this floor, as he said, it's kind of just dumpy and full of garbage. Kind of just dumpy and full of garbage. More useless bricks. There might be something there for a second. Every time I see that the cursor flicker right there, I'm like, oh, is that a thing? Is that a thing? Well, actually, I think we may have been in here before, possibly. Oh, no. There's... Is that a rope? Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to save before we go any further. That makes me feel nervous. Let's see. Nano. 20 stream streak. Thank you for that. That's awesome. I think last time I saw your stream, you were playing a game where you were going through an odd mansion. You were being sassed by a skeleton. How weird is it that that doesn't narrow it down completely? That does sound like Seventh Guest, I'll say that much. There was some sassy skeletons in there. But yeah, I've done that one before. Almost as many bricks in here as I found in my attic when I bought you. That's really weird. Like, for me, that just seems unintuitive to have bricks in your attic. Like, wouldn't you want to keep the bricks near the ground floor until you need them? Or would you want to store the heavy stuff at the top of the house? That's pretty wild, though. I mean, I don't know anything about houses or architecture. What did you end up doing with the bricks? Now I'm kind of curious, if you don't mind me asking. All right, let's save here. Where are you? This room's a little bit dangerous. All right, so before let's do the rope last. Let's check that out last. And we'll see what else is in here first. There's another door back there. I feel like we might have been in here before. Even more food for termites or whatever little buggers inhabited this part of the house. I'd worry more about mold first and foremost. That's my concern here. A little crawl space here? What are we looking at? A large rope was hanging from a railing above. Alright, here we go. Stuff up here. A useless can of grease. A very dirty can. Ooh, hang on, I picked something up. Just an oil can, alright. That could come in handy. Matter of fact, might be able to think of a use of it right now, come to think of it. Kiwi, thank you for the gift sub to Nano right there as well. 12 gift subs to the channel. Thank you for that. You're being really super generous right now, and that means a ton. Thank you for that. Let me get caught up right here. Why don't they make houses like that on the screen anymore? I want a casual tower. Oh, they really need to bring back towers. That's an amazing thing. Although out by me, there's a very rich neighborhood nearby me, and some of the houses are insane. Absolutely bonkers. The one I always think of is there's a house not too far from me that has a fireplace in the backyard. Not even attached to the house, just sitting freestanding in the backyard, full ass fireplace. That just feels impossibly decadent to me. I know, like, that's not even that difficult to build, just the idea that you would have one of those just seems ridiculous to me. 135 driveway bricks in the attic. Currently, they have plans to use them as edging for extending the driveway. That's smart. That's smart. May as well make use of what you got right there. That you don't need roads where you're going, prophecies come true. What else we got here? Several dusty cans were sitting on the platform. Alright, so we might not get any more descriptions. Just an ordinary can of paint. Alright. Well, you got that oil can. That does seem like something that might come in handy. Like I said, I've already got a use for that one in mind. That could definitely be a thing. Alright. Can we inspect the rope? A large rope was hanging from a railing above. Alright. Rope doesn't seem to be attached to anything at the bottom. Just hanging from a... Oh, there's a pulley up there. Alright. Interesting. And see up into the very top of the house from here. I don't know if there's anything else to do with that at the moment. Currently holding weed matting down across the whole back garden until we can get around to redoing the garden. That is a big project. That's going to take some time, I get that. If it's outside, you won't get the benefit. If it's like a poorly designed bonfire that only keeps people on one side, honestly, I think that's what it is. It's a poorly designed bonfire for rich people that just kind of want the aesthetic. That's the best I can think of. If anybody else has a better idea, I'm welcome. I'm open to it, but it's the only thing I could think of, yeah. I managed to open the door from the other side. All right. So that is one of the locked doors open as well. All right, cool. Well, those are both open to us now. That's awesome. We got some new items. That's awesome. But now we've got the thing that we saw in the blueprint. What was that missing room? Saw a room on the blueprint that we haven't seen before. It should be, well, right next to the master bedroom, right? Let's see, where am I? Should be over here, maybe? Can do anything with the painting? We can't do anything with the painting. There is this little, like... Ooh, Allie Lordswood! Holy crap, Allie Lordswood, thank you for a 10 gift subs right there. And we're going on a hype train right now. Gift subs are Falls, V6, Chris Technician, Myra K, Crimson Raven, Clarion 21, Kaja, Chiron Venubiar, that's a heck of a name, Kais, Damage Plushie, thank you so much. That is really generous of you, Allie Lordswood. I appreciate that. Thank you. Very much appreciated. All right, so let me get my bearings right here. So this is our bedroom right there. So if I was reading the blueprint right, it should be right along here. Right behind this wall. Should be another room we hadn't seen before. Question is, how do we get in there? It did look like there was a door on the blueprint. Did look like there's supposed to be a door here. According to the blueprints, I found a door to the room should be in this spot. Apparently there's a door in this part of the wall, hallway. Can we brute force this? We do have a hammer. Oh, no. That wasn't the best approach, he says, but why not? What is the best approach then? The knife? Are we just gonna cut the wallpaper down? I scratched at the wallpaper only to reveal a doorway that had been bricked up. Alright, now maybe the hammer. I would have spent ages trying to do that. Alright, yeah, actually, that's fair. I was very curious what was on the other side of this door. I had to figure out some way of getting in. I'm not getting in through there because it's bricked up. Wasn't the best approach, but did it work? I mean, apparently if we just used the hammer there, all we would have done is dinged the wallpaper a little bit. Open sesame! Nothing. Alright, so... It did look like there was a window in the room as well. But that feels like a whole adventure right there, because we are not nearly that action-packed. Shoot. Alright, I think we're going to have to table that for right now. But that's okay, because there is something else that I want to try. While we've got what we've got right now. Head across the hallway into the gallery. We know we want to get behind this giant display. We know now that it has wheels at the bottom. But for some reason, it still won't move. So, there could be a couple reasons for that, but what if the only reason is that the wheels are stuck? Still not moving. Do I have to hit the other one too? Kiwi? Kiwi, thank you for another 10 gift subs. Holy crap. To Adamantium Wu-Tang Shane. I have legitimately never seen that name before. That's incredible. Avid Luna, Mama Flash, Rochi Mart, Seize the DM, Iasin, Iasmi? I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. Nishkai, M Catastrophe, and Johnny Blaze. Thank you so much. Holy crap. That is really, really generous. That is awesome of you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I as in me. That is a clever username. I appreciate a clever username. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody who's been kicking in today. That's really cool of you. And I will be using that to get more retro games. Because originally I was going to buy a bunch of retro games on eBay. But then I ended up just getting Sega Gaga because it was a little bit pricey. Now I might be able to get some more ones. Alright, I now put oil on both of the wheels. Does that help? Yes! We moved that aside. Question is, oh, that's exactly the door we saw in our dream. Boarded up exactly like we saw in our dream. That's deeply concerning. If you find a secret door in your dream and then you look for it in real life and it's real, that's... I personally would not open this door. I would leave this house, but our guy seems to be a little dangerously curious. The door was heavily barred, and its appearance reminded me of something I had read. By read, you meant dreamed about? Alright, can we use the hammer to pull back the boards? It is a claw hammer. Yes, alright. What you dreamed? Hello? The room was too dark to see anything. Crap. Alright, so I need some sort of light in there. And I still can't... The lamp wasn't lit. Can't I use the matches on the lamp? The lamp doesn't have any oil in it. Can we put this oil in there? It didn't need to be. God damn it, wrong type of oil, I guess. It's, well, damn it. Alright, gonna have to table that for the moment as well. But we did get in there, and there is a weird, creepy room connected to the weird, creepy gallery that somebody decided it was worthwhile nailing shut, and that's really weird. Oh yeah, Coraline did have some creepy rooms in there. It's our destiny. Alright, well, got a creepy room in there. I think we deserve a little reward for solving all that. And that reward is going to be, let's go pester Jerry. Let's go make Jerry's day a little bit worse. By calling him up and demanding that he solve our problems. Jerry! Oh, Jerry! Phone line seemed to be down. I decided to try again later. Shit! Our lifeline to Jerry! God damn it! Oh no. Oh, that's bad. But we need to bother Jerry. What are we gonna do if we can't pester him constantly? Ooh, we did get that phone number before. We did get that phone number for the bank? Can we call that? Oh no, the phone line's down completely. We can't call anything. Right. Ugh, crap. Alright, that's not good. But if you can't annoy Jerry, how will you know we're alive? How will Jerry know we're alive? That's the most important thing. I think I think it's on Jerry, honestly. I think Jerry just worries about us if he doesn't hear us call every 5 minutes. He's just thinking, how are those crazy kids doing? How is that author friend of mine who I did a business transaction with once and then assumed it would be done with? I hope he calls today. I hope he calls 30 times today. Ooh. And the hype train is complete. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that is a cute one. So cinema. Oh, that's adorable. I don't know that I have any popcorn eating emotes, so that one is getting some use right there. And do we have the capacity to make fire? Most humans have enjoyed this privilege since the Stone Age. I like Alien 3. Although every time I think about Alien 3, the one thing that makes me really sad is reading the original pitch for that movie, which involved a tree the size of a tree that contained an entire nation within it. And I'm like, that sounds weird. I like weird. But we definitely did not get that one. All right. So, okay. We've made some very good progress here. And we used that silver key. I don't think we did use the silver key for anything. Do we have any remaining locked doors is the next question, I guess. I don't remember if there were any other doors we found and couldn't open. Let's take a quick look for that. I think those ones we were able to get into. Those ones we can get into now on the left side. That leads up to the tower. There wasn't anything up in the tower. Although I'll double check and see if there's anything we want to do with it now. Although suddenly I have a sneaking suspicion of something we might be able to do. Oh, jeez. I don't like it, but I do have an idea. Nothing else we can see from here, but we can't open this window. Feels like it might be significant. Go ahead and close that so we don't get a draft. I think my next question is, can we grab the rope out of that spare room? Because this is an adventure game and a rope seems like it would come super handy. Especially if we have to do what I'm thinking of, which I hope not, but we might. Let's see. Aliens in a nation tree? You mean blue alien? I like that we have to specify which avatar we're talking about. Because we live in a very bizarre time where there are two very popular Avatar franchises. Weird. Very confusing too. Have you hugged and fed your Jerry today? I haven't. It's killing me. Groshin, welcome in. How are you doing today, Groshin? Hope all is well with you. Climb up to the top up here. Large rope was hanging from a ceiling above, so I can't take the rope, it looks like. If I use the knife, can I cut the rope down? Yes! Alright. Do I gotta go down again? I might. No, that moves back up. Yeah, pick up the rope. Am I still on the ladder? There we go. All right. I got the rope. What he has to say about it. It was quite a strain carrying around this large length of rope, but we're doing it for some reason. I have a suspicion why. Alright, so we got a large length of rope. The one true Avatar, take that as you will, they're both good. I've only seen the first Avatar movie, the first blue Avatar movie. The one thing I will say about that one is it had the best use of 3D I've ever seen in a 3D movie. And I had really hoped that people would take cues from that one and that we'd see some really cool 3D movies coming after that, but we didn't. Probably because the things they did with 3D that was really cool are the things that are hard to do with 3D. And probably very expensive to do with 3D as well, and so unfortunately we didn't really see much of that. And 3D movies are basically dead now again. Though considering they were a thing in, what, the 70s? I feel like they'll probably be back again at some point. Just keep kind of looping around. Very nice that the cat got involved with the soundtrack, but it does kind of sound like a cat just occasionally jumps on the piano there. I'm going to save again because I'm thinking of doing some very dumb things in here. Always good to have a save when you're thinking about stuff like that. Alright, let's head back up here. Ooh, I don't think we've ever looked out of this window before. Kind of see the roof from there. That's interesting. Let me look around. Another window over there. I don't know if I can interact with that one. Nothing to see out there. There's no interaction points, though. And close that for now. Can I get to that window? Is my other question. That one's kind of high up. I don't know if I'd be able to reach that one. Yeah, no, that just takes me straight back to ground level. So that one, I don't think we can mess with. Yeah, no interaction points on that one at all. All right. Head all the way up to the top of the tower here. Gotta give some to another Shane. I saw your name. I'm like, I have no idea who that is, but that is wild. There's not too many of us, but we're out there. Welcome in, Wu-Tang Shane. Good to meet you. I love that username. That is amazing. Let me get caught up right here. Oh yeah, there's the M. Night Shyamalan Avatar as well. I forgot about that one. He's got Wesker's glasses. Perchance to stream. Welcome in. How are you doing today? The thing I always think about from Avatar for the 3D is just the scene where there was the grass at the bottom of the like foreground of the scene that was in 3D that made the whole scene itself feel multi-dimensional. Because usually when they use 3D in a 3D movie, it's one object that like comes towards the camera. And having the grass in that one scene be in the foreground made not just one object, but the entire frame feel like it was three-dimensional. I thought that was really clever. And I'm like, that's what I want to see. Let's see more movies do that. And I never saw another one do that. Let's see, the equipment is horrendously expensive, much cheaper to add a 3D effect in post. Yeah, that definitely explains some things right there. It does. Oh, thank you for the follow as well. Shane's represent. Let's see. Oh, we analyze movies over here. Love it or I do love me some movies, most definitely. All right, so I was thinking. All right, we got a couple of. You mentioned something about a couple of old and rusty lamps. Let me see if he's following what I'm thinking here. So let's grab the rope. Tie the rope to the lamp. It's too risky. The rusty metal frame would have torn the rope if I threw it out the window. All right, so he is thinking what I'm thinking. So we do want to go out the window using the rope, but we've got to find something sturdy to tie the rope to. A rusty metal thing is a possibility. What? It's too dangerous right there. Clash of the Titans 2 had objects attached to very bouncy wood. Oh my god. And yet it was still a terrible movie. I don't understand. Perchance the stream was redeemed and invested in a Harvester sequel. Harvester 3D. Oh my god. So here's what we do. What we do is we say that Harvester is actually a 3D game, but it's using a brand new technology. And you need special glasses to see it. But oh goodness, oh my goodness, you're not gonna believe this. This is crazy. The glasses are actually on back order right now. We're having some supply chain issues. So we'll get the glasses to you as soon as we can, and then you're gonna see every object pop. It's so vivid, you're gonna love it. And then we hope people forget about that in a little while, because that isn't a thing at all. We just lied. Oh my god, the fucking Harvester sequel redeem. Yes! It is still going. People ask me sometimes, they're like, do you ever feel like you're running out of ideas for that? I'm like, sometimes, but I haven't yet, so we're gonna keep that around. Oh, you're an actor. Excellent, excellent. Love me some movies and TV. Perfect, ship it. Beautiful. All right, so there's a large crack in the wall right there. So unfortunately, there's not a lot around here. Looks like we could attach rope to. Like this, the banister is just solid stone. Nothing we could tie a rope to there. Could we tie the rope to the other window? That seems like it wouldn't work. Yeah, no, that one doesn't even get an interaction point there. That was pointless, he says. Well, yeah, I assume both lanterns give the same response. Oh, no! Oh, that lantern's okay. All right. Let's see. It was too risky. The rusty metal frame would have torn the rope if I threw it out of the window. That's weird. So we were able to attach the rope. Now he's saying it's too risky. What does that mean? Does we have to do something else with it then? Interesting. Use the rag for padding somehow? Oh, he just says it's clean enough when I inspect it. Alright, so I can open the window. No, I have to throw the rope first. It says it's too risky. What does that mean? What else do we need to do then? We got the rope tied there. There must be something else we need to do to get that in there. One rewatch before it's been made along the space-time continuum? Oh, God. We've made a new movie technology. The problem is that cinemas need to upgrade to 4K projectors and also need to shatter linear time. Yeah, theater owners will love that. Folos, good to see you. How are you doing today, Folos? Hope all is well. Alright, so the rag seems like it's going to be used for cleaning something. That seems to be the message there. Let's check in on the journal. We haven't checked that in a while. I have uncovered a very tempting safe in the main bedroom behind a fake painting. Its hinges were fairly visible. I didn't notice the hinges. The family probably used it to store valuables, or at least interesting things there, so I should try to come up with a combination. I have opened the safe. I certainly wasn't expecting a treasure, but its contents were far from spectacular. Just a contract for the construction of the house and a key. Looks like there's a hidden room on the second level of the house, unless the blueprints are wrong. Can't imagine any reason for it, but it's really there. The hidden room does exist, but I won't be able to get inside through the door. It's been completely bricked off. I have to find another way. As it turns out, there really was a door behind the exhibitor in the gallery. I probably subconsciously noticed the frame yesterday and then dreamed about it. I can't think of any other reasonable explanation. What about unreasonable explanations, though? That's the question now. Love games like this, but I'm terrible at them. I'm not spectacular at them, but like I feel like that's the best use for Twitch, personally. Like, you get to experience games that you wouldn't play yourself. Like, I don't like playing Dark Souls games, but they're exciting to watch. So Twitch is fantastic for that. Alright. No clues in the diary there. Alright. So I can't actually take the rope down either. So that means I assume that the rope is where it needs to be. I'm gonna assume that anyway. So I just need to figure out some way that he's not gonna complain about the rope tearing. And I've got UHS over here. For anybody that doesn't know what this UHS is that I'm talking about, it is a, unfortunately now apparently abandoned website called the Universal Hint System. And for older point-and-click adventure games, it's got graduated hints for games instead of just giving you the answer. And it's click to reveal as you go, which is very cool. And so when I'm playing older adventure games, I do pull that website up and use it to give me a nudge in the right direction when need be. So I'm gonna take a hint here, see if I can get a hint. So we already found the entrance to the second room. Hang on. Glass is blocking off the website right there. So we know how we need to get in there. We got the rope, so we're already in good shape here. We're nearly there. So we got the rope. We got the rope tied to the rusty old lamp. Let's see. Oh, there is that, I suppose. Let's check that out. Let's see what we got here. Never tried Dark Souls because you don't want to suffer? Yeah, I just don't like that kind of gameplay where you have to like fail constantly in order to get further. It isn't something that I really enjoy. Yeah, the text in this game is very tiny. That's why you might notice like whenever there's text to read, I'm leaning way forward. And unfortunately, it's, like I said, it's even smaller for me than it is for you folks. Because I have to play this game windowed, because it's old enough that if you play it full screen, it stretches it, and there is no way to fix that, unfortunately. Alright, so we did have this odd crack on the wall, right? So, we do own the house now. We can do what we want with it. What if we hit that crack with a big old claw hammer? The wall had a wider crack now. Is it wide enough? Do I need to wallop it again? Well, it was already broken. Alright. Alright, so we fed the rope through the crack in the wall. And I think that'll give it some stability, or keep it away from the rusty metal. Alright. So now, where did the other end of the rope go is the question. Now we're going to need to climb up there somehow. Let's close this window if we're not going to go out. Or is it closed? The window up top, yeah. I don't know that we need to close this window, but it makes me a little nervous. We keep it closed there. Alright, so let's head down the stairs a bit. Now let's check out this window now. You look outside. I was hoping we'd be able to see the rope here. We threw the rope out. We just need to figure out where it went to, is the thing. Where is the other end of that rope? That is the big question right there. Or instead of failing, you could simply get good. I don't have time for that. I was talking about that with one of my coworkers. Is the big problem is, like, I love open world games. I love that sense of exploration and, you know, discovering new things. I think that's amazing. But also, like, I've only got so many hours in the day. And, like, I have Breath of the Wild. And I know I would love Breath of the Wild. But also, like, I know that I probably don't have time for Breath of the Wild. Because if I started it, then, you know, I'm committed to it. And I don't know that I'd be able to. I'm doing Death Stranding right now, I know, but I don't think that's going to be nearly as long as Breath of the Wild is. I could be wrong about that. We'll find out. So yeah, that is, even if I had like time for one good open world game, there's so many now. And I know that's something I talk at length about Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is, I really liked that, but that is a fascinating case of too much of a good thing. Because every individual part of Assassin's Creed Odyssey I enjoyed, but I just, it's too much of it was all, and I don't know that I've ever seen that before. Let's see, Nano, you're diving back into The Division 2. Excellent, excellent. I heard they're putting out a tabletop RPG of The Division, which is interesting. Playing Death Stranding, literally obsessed. I'm not too far into the second Death Stranding yet, but the original Death Stranding is probably one of my favorite games of the past decade, I would say. It's so good. Kojima in general makes exactly my kind of weird. And that game is absolutely amazing to me. Alright, so I have to figure out where that other end of that rope is. I suppose I could go check out those blueprints again. The blueprints would probably give me a good idea of where the other end of that rope goes. Yeah, let's check out the blueprints. See if we can get an idea from there. That would be cool. Automod being a little overly judicious there. Simnos, I started Breath of the Wild finally, but you're right, it's so big I never feel like I have time for it. I would feel really bad if I like started Breath of the Wild and then didn't have time for it. That would break my heart. Go to see the Death Stranding orchestral concert tomorrow. Ooh. I hope you have an amazing time at that concert. That is such a cool thing. And I know a lot of those video game concerts are just a great experience. So that is really amazing. Yeah, I hate busy work. I do too. Like I said, there wasn't like anything bad I could identify about AC Odyssey. It was just, there was too much of it. It was very weird. Your Neighbor Who, welcome in. I've always heard good things about this one, but I've never actually been able to dig into it before. It's got some problems, some old adventure game problems so far, but honestly, like the atmosphere is really amazing. I'm enjoying it so far, and welcome in. First from Blue Me Wage, Kojima can do no wrong. Metal Gear Solid, my all-time favorite franchise. We've played a bunch of Kojima games on stream. I haven't played any of the Metal Gear games on stream yet. But we played the original Boktai, which I think is severely underrated. We played Zone of the Enders 1 and 2. Zone of the Enders 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. I love that one. We played Policenauts and Snatcher, both amazing adventure games right there. So yeah, we've done a lot of Kojima on here so far, and there's gonna be more. The game does come with a built-in emotional support, Jerry. I appreciate that. More games need to have one of those. Underrated feature right there. Yeah, that's about where I get. I got to I got to the part, I'm trying to figure out how to say this without spoiling. I got to the part about the plague. And that's usually where I drop off because I'm just exhausted. Just completely exhausted. And I'm like, I want to play more. I'm having a good time. But like, I don't know that I want to do another however long it's going to take. It's going to take a long time. So it wasn't in here. It was under the stairs, right? Yeah, there. That's what it was. Upstairs was the room with the newspapers, which we may need to go back in there at some point. Oh no, the blueprints were not in here. Now I'm trying to remember where the blueprints were. They were in here, right? I think. That's where all the cans were. No, in here it was just some cans of some garbage. It wasn't in here. Was it actually in the painting room? Was it on the table there? It might have been there. You'd love to play it again, but you don't have a timer commitment for it. Same here. Same here. If I was like back in high school, that would 100% be my jam because I had nothing but spare time back then. But now that, you know, I'm a grown-ass adult with a full-ass career, I don't have that many hours, unfortunately. Expedition 33, I haven't. One of my coworkers was playing that, and he was over the moon with it. So it sounds like something I'd probably love, but I haven't got around to that one yet. All right, here we go. So right here, all right, so right here's the tower. Or no, that's the entrance. We're still at the ground floor right there. Let's see, right here, that's the mysterious room. So above that, we've got the tower. Unfortunately, that window is kind of perfect. What do we have below that, though? The hall where the telephone is, and the dining room. Those are what are right below that. Interesting. Let's head down there and check those out. And the other good thing is that being right near the telephone means we can go try and pester Jerry again. Jerry's probably getting lonely. We provide a valuable service to Jerry in that Jerry needs the love that we give him constantly. And by love, I mean calling him and then demanding things. That's kind of like love. You have a very skewed view of love that's unhealthy. But basically that's what it is. Alright, we'll head downstairs. And then we'll head downstairs again. Hey, Emperor, welcome in. How are you doing, Emperor? How's everything going? Hope you're doing good. If you didn't hear it before, I started on Death Stranding 2 yesterday. And so far, I am absolutely loving that game. Feels very close to the original. But also, like, they've made some very small incremental changes, all of which have been for the better. Just little tweaks that make everything a little bit more playable, and that is amazing. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see where it goes, but so far I'm very hopeful for it. Let's see. Opinion on Jerry really swung around hard midstream. I mean, he was helpful, but he wasn't helpful enough. He needs to be doing more. Step up to the plate here, Jerry. Come on. Yeah, like, there's a lot of games that, like, have just, like, quantum leaps in their mechanics. And Death Stranding 2, it's all just tiny tweaks, but every time I see one, I'm like, oh, that's nice. I did like that. That was the thing I wanted. See, missing numbers go up or train. You did, but that's all right. That's all right. You're here now. That's the important thing. There's the phone line still out. Crap, phone line's still out. All right. Who knows how long that's going to take to repair. All right, so there's a window here, but I think it's on the wrong side. Let's this. Because I want numbers go up or 3-digit style. Emperor, thank you for the 100-month resub at tier 3. I don't know that I've ever seen a 3-digit sub sub month. What is the word I'm looking for? I don't think I've ever seen anybody go above 99 months before. I don't believe I've ever seen it. That is incredible. Emperor, thank you so much for your continued support, for your continued faith that I'm going to continue putting out a good product here. Thank you for just helping us out, make this stream better. And more importantly, thank you for always being here. I appreciate that, and you are a wonderful presence in this stream. Always very positive, and I appreciate that you're here. So thank you for that. And just, I don't have words for that. That's amazing. Thank you. Let's see. We can check the time while we're down here too. What time is it? Because basically when you accomplish goals in the game, the time advances. Oh God, it's only 11 a.m. It was 9 a.m. at the start of the day, so yeah, we've still got a lot of work to do apparently. V6, welcome in. How are you doing today? I'm gonna take another look at the hint file right there because I feel like we're very close. We've got the rope thrown through the hole. We do have that. So what do we do next? Oh, alright, so it's just something that I missed, that's all. That's it. Wasn't something that I was, missing to do. This is just a little bit of a pixel hunty thing. Or it's also because my screen is very dark in this game. That's possibly part of the problem, too. And I apologize if it's too dark for anyone. I'm having trouble seeing myself. But, yeah, it's possible that was all it was. So, head back to the upper level again. Only 11 a.m., better put on some coffee. You need coffee for a puzzle game. You gotta keep those neurons firing if you want to have any hope of solving those complex puzzles. Or like me, got the Mountain Dew. That works too. Have we laid out traps for the electrician yet? We gotta find some way of keeping him here. I can't believe the dude came all the way out here and then just immediately decided to turn around and leave. That's honestly him wasting his own time, if you ask me. I like that our character literally asked, why didn't he just come in and knock the door? The gate was open. It's a very good question, I'd say. 20 more months and Emperor has been here for 10 years. That is bonkers. Oh, I'm sorry, Trey Dog, I'm sorry. One of those rare games where the in-game time is really important. Nano, take care of yourself. Thanks for hanging around. You have a good rest of your day. Paying the electrician to stay? I can't pay him if he doesn't stay. This is still like the 70s. We don't really have Venmo. Alright, so we'll take a little peek out the window here. I don't think this is the one. I don't think that's the one we're looking for. I think we want to check the other window. Let's head over here. Crack open this window. Look outside. Yes! Alright, so yeah, there was the rope was dangling right in the corner right there, and now we pulled it down so we can get to it. I'm going to save again, because again, this seems really dangerous. Really, really dangerous, because we're not exactly an action hero here. We're a horror novelist, so climbing up a rope in the rain seems like a very stupid idea, but I carefully pondered the situation and thought about what I was about to do. Yes? Why was I obsessed with that room? Or whatever occurred inside this house for that matter? I felt a strong urge to go there, even though I was about to risk my life. I decided that climbing down through the window was the only way to get inside the mysterious room, and I resolved to do it. Oh God. Oh God, we're doing this. Oh God, we're doing this. All right. Here we go. With the last of my strength, I managed to get inside the mystery room. And mysterious it was, indeed. It seemed as if someone took extreme measures to forget about the existence of this room for some reason. Mr. Blackwood? Alright, we got inside the mystery room here. And it sounds... they're making creepy noises. Let's see what we got here. Right, little picture right there. See anything else here? Nothing there. You open these drawers? Yes. Birth certificate. Registration number. Registration date, 9th day of August, 1961. Child's first name, middle name, surname. I can see the surname is Blackwood, but the other two names are too smudged to read. Date of birth, 7th day of August, 1961. Place of birth, Rothbury, sex male. Mother's first name, Catherine Lydia Blackwood. Maiden name, Dowerton. Father's first name, James Thomas Blackwood, occupation engineer. Let's see, informant, Christopher E. Milton, doctor. All right, so that's the couple that lived in the house, James Blackwood and Catherine Blackwood. And the doctor, we also heard, lived in the house with them for a time, probably to take care of the kid. All right, but we can't see the kid's name there, unfortunately. I wondered if a member of the family was still around town and would perhaps be able to shed some light upon the past history of the house. I had to find some way of getting in touch with him. You know, I'll have to see what we can find there. Alright, so that's just the birth certificate. Anything else to see in here? Nope, just that. Alright. Let's see. There was another drawer here, too. Check that one. Like maybe some kids' drawings? Or anything of import in there. That empty cradle inside such a dirty and neglected room made me feel very sad. Yeah, you get the feeling a tragedy happened here. You get the feeling some bad stuff happened. What do we got here? Blocks? With some numbers on them? Oh God, I hope this isn't part of a puzzle. I can barely read this stuff. That would be really bad if that was a thing. Let's see what else. Ben? That says Ben there. I can't make out the numbers though. 0-7. Oh, bin. B-I-N. 097? 097. Alright. I don't know if we need that for anything, but I'm going to make a note of that. E-I-N 097. Alright. And it looks like A is 8 in case we need to make a code here. A is 8. I can't see the number on the O there. Talking about Tad, we have to get boy Tad, or perhaps get that boy is the other possibility. Oh, so the O is 6. All right, so we can see it really clearly there. O is 6. There's a Q there with what looks like a 4? Not sure how much that'll come up. The T there looks like it has a 7. Is O a 6 or a 9? Oh, God. Actually, yeah. You are correct. That O would be a 9 because It's on the side. All the numbers are supposed to be on the bottom, so that one is upside down. Good catch, good catch. Let's see. Oh, T is 2. Thanks to that lightning flash, I was able to see that. It is upside down. Numbers seem to be in the lower corner of the letters. Correct, correct. There's a V there that is a 6. V6 Sonoma, perhaps. There's a T and a P. The T was the 2. I saw that. Is there? Can we make out that P? The P is also a 9, oddly enough. I don't know what that means. It doesn't seem like there's enough numbers to go around. The S is an 8 as well? I'm really not sure if this is a thing. Game is secretly an optometrist test to see if we need glasses. Actually, you know what? Now that you mention that, hang on. Hang on, because, like, we can... I'm trying to keep the mood here is the important thing. But aside from that, like, we can crank the gamma way up. That is a thing we can do. If that helps any. A little bit, yeah. Not as much as I thought. Alright, so the R is a 5. I can see that. I can't see a number on the M if it has one. It might not. Positively radiating gamma now. Ooh. Am I going to Hulk out? Is that a thing? Is that what's going to happen next? It's possible. There's a number on the K too, but I can't tell if that's an 8 or a 6. I think that's a 6. I'm going to note that with a question mark. Oops. I have no idea if this even means anything. I don't know if this is important. But it might be. I think that's all to see as far as the blocks. So we'll just leave that for now. And just for posterity, I'll go back into here. Put the gamma correction back on low. Because I'm trying to keep the atmosphere. I am. N7. Are these Commander Shepard's blocks? Oh shit, secret origin story unlocked. Stupid, unreliable lightning. Alright. Got a rocking horse right over here. This creepy wooden horse seemed to be smiling at me. Yeah. Speaking of creepy things, that lady seems to be smiling at us too. Not great pictures to decorate a baby's room. I guess when you're rich, maybe you have a different sense of style than everybody else. Yeah, just a chair over here. Just a wicker chair is all. Again, doesn't seem like a great thing to put in a baby's room. Alright. Ooh, I know. We got a date. There is a date on that birth certificate. If we have a date, we can go check the pile of newspapers in the attic. Ooh, yes. Alright. We checked the newspapers in the attic. The angel was supposedly guarding the room, but it didn't make me feel any safer. Yeah, that is a creepy angel right there. Yeah, if we check the newspapers in the attic, maybe we can find a birth announcement, and that might give us the name we need. All right, now we're cooking with gas. Take a quick look, see if there's anything else we want to see in here. We don't want to have to come back here if we don't have to. I think we may have gotten what we need. I'm hoping anyway. Alright. Now, we have to figure out a way out of here. Does the rope reach the ground? Is that going to work? That might be what we need to do to get out of here. Let's see. Oh god. Oh god, we gotta climb back up. Woo! Alright. Alright, that was incredibly dangerous. Good god, but we did it! We did it successfully. Oh jeez, alright. Maybe the encryption puzzles are funsies. Deco is appropriate, oh god. Smartest baby there's ever been. Some sort of government engineered super baby. Dun dun dun. There's a plot twist for you. Alright, so we'll head up to the attic because we found a giant pile of newspapers up there. And a character before refused to search them unless we had a date. That helped us once. If it helps us again. Let's see. So let's try August 1961 first. The Journal, Northumberland Daily Newspapers, Wednesday, 10th August 1961. Sad news hits our beloved town today, following an announcement that was received with rejoicing among many that one of the most illustrious members of our community, Mr. James Blackwood, is having a child soon, and now we have to relate a macabre turn of events. The son that was being lovingly awaited by the Blackwood family died shortly after delivery due to a strange ailment. Understandably, the information disclosed about this happening was succinct. It appears that Miss Catherine Blackwood was already suffering from pains in her stomach, probably an indication there is something not healthy about her pregnancy. Dr. Christopher Milton, who attended the birth, assured us that he had made every effort to ensure a safe delivery. With bowed head, he said that the boy was already doomed ever since his conception. Cause of death has not been stated, but those few close to the Blackwood family have said there were serious complications during the delivery. Helping to relieve that somber news, Ms. Blackwood was thankfully found to be out of danger. Her husband did not wish to comment about the event. All right. Well, that didn't give a name because it sounded like the baby passed away immediately after being born. And why did we find a birth certificate? That doesn't make a ton of sense. A huge disappointment quickly gave way to an empty void feeling. Something wasn't right here. I began wondering if James Blackwood was somehow involved with the death of his son. I mean, I think that's a valid question at this point. We know James was accused of murdering his wife as well. Hey, Abstractism, welcome in. How are you doing today? It's spooky. It is definitely spooky. Not unheard of to still name the baby. That's true. That is true. It does happen sometimes, especially in older times, I think. But, fill out a full birth certificate, though. That does still seem unusual. Chrono situation? Oh, God. All right, let's check May 1963. Let's see. Terrible news shocks the community. Mr. James Blackwood, distinguished resident of the town and a widely acknowledged construction engineer, was accused of murder yesterday by Wait, we already saw this one, right? Yes, we already saw that one before. All right, so that one's not new. All right. Bizarre. Well, with all that new information, I think we should try the phone again. If we can go past her, Jerry? Oh, it is very dark. Jerry? Hopefully the phones are working again. Last thing we need is to be more isolated than we were already. Because if anybody missed it last stream, we mentioned that we are, like, 20 minutes from the nearest town by car. And in the 1970s, that means we're pretty cut off, especially because it appears to be mostly dirt roads. And in a big rain like this, that means there's possibility of washouts, in which case nobody can get to me and I can't get to anybody else. So if we don't even have the phone either, we're in a lot of trouble here. There we go. We got a dial tone again. All right, so let's try dialing another number first. I can't see those numbers. That's too tiny. I mean, I guess I know where they are if that's the 0. So 0, 1, 9, 1, 2, 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 4, 4. Oh, right, I tried to call a bank on a Sunday. Ah! Yeah, that makes sense. They wouldn't pick up. Damn it! I was feeling so clever for a second there. Luckily, you're well provisioned in case that happens. Oh wait, yeah, we don't have much. Like, the water isn't working in this house. Do we have something to drink? Are we gonna die of dehydration? Is there a rain video playing in the background of the game? So yeah, that appears to be a glitch with the textures here. Basically that rain video is what's playing outside the windows, and because of the size of the window here, it's kind of glitched, and in some scenes, but not all scenes, you can see a little bit of that running in the background. So that is a glitch, but that is okay. So is the land agent resigned in disgust? Let's find out. Jerry, hello. Jerry, help. Damn it! Jerry's busy. Who else is he talking to? Who else could Jerry be talking to? We're clearly his best friend. He's supposed to be leaving the line open for us. God damn it. He's not talking to the bank, it's true, it is Sunday. Oh, Kellerman, I hope you were doing well. Glad to have you with us. Stand in the rain with your mouth open like a turkey as last resort. That's a good thing to do right there. All right. Let's take another peek at the hint file here. We've accomplished a lot today. So the question now is, what are we missing? We got inside the safe. We got inside the locked room. We got inside the extra room. We did find the birth certificate. So we're good there. We moved the cabinet. And we were able to take down the boards. Right, but we didn't have... We need to find a way to refill the lamp. Oh, alright. So if we're gonna find oil for the lamp, so we can get inside that dark space we found behind the boarded up door, I do know somewhere we can look, which is the same place we found the oil can. If they're gonna have some kerosene stored anywhere, that seems like it might be a good place for it. Now, we didn't see any lantern oil there before. However, the game sometimes won't let you touch something if you don't have a need for it yet. We didn't have a need for lantern oil at the time, but now we do. So let's see if it's possible there's something on that shelf we can use now. It's the weekend and I have no plans apart from Hail Mary. Ooh, I hope you like that one. Everyone's been saying they really enjoyed that one. I did read the book for that one, and I very much enjoyed that book. So I hope you will enjoy the movie as well. Have a good time with that. So climb up to the top here. We'll check on the shelf. At this point, I wasn't going to bother with the light switches anymore. Yeah, that's fair. Can't move my camera angle from there. That's weird. Do I have to look at it from the ground? I would have assumed I had to be up there first. Oh, here we go. Alright, so what do we have up here? We've got grease, very dirty can, several dusty cans, and an ordinary can of paint. So one of these might be what we need, but they're too dirty, but luckily we have a relatively clean rag. Quick cleaning revealed this was a can of oil. Oh, it says kerosene right there. Excellent. Appeared to be oil in that can. The lid was tightly stuck in place. The rust wasn't helping either. Do we need to use oil to open the oil? Is that a thing? Didn't need to be oiled. Apparently not. Lid was tightly stuck in place. All right. How else can we pry that off? Use the knife? That seems really dangerous. No, I could have hurt myself. That's true. That's true. Use the hammer? It's got the little claw in the back. That was pointless. Damn it. Little metal bar? No. Oh, we got the little, like, boring tool. Managed to pierce a hole in the can. That'll work. That'll work. The lid was tightly stuck. We got a hole in the can, though. Can we just use the lantern on the can now? Is that what we gotta do? I poured some oil inside the lamp by tilting the can slightly. There was very little of it, though. Alright, so the lantern's now got oil in it. But it's not gonna last long, is what I'm hearing. Alright. But still, that means we will have some light. And that's good enough for us to go check out that spooky boarded up room now. Let's see. I want to start seeing more comedy movies as The Fringe just finished here and I saw so many funny people. Excellent. I bet you got some leads there for some good stuff to look into. That is awesome. Alright. So we're back outside here. We need to head down to the second floor, I believe. Yes. Head down there. Hopefully in-game it's not raining the next day, because that's just made this whole house way darker. Alright. Over here. So now we go to the gallery. Is not this room. Gallery is the one with the double doors, right? Believe so. Yes, alright. And we head over to the formerly boarded up door. Open that. It's too dark to see. That's okay. We'll use the matches on the lantern. Lantern is lit. Ah! An odd-looking African mask was positioned in the middle of the storeroom. Its presence made me feel terribly uneasy. Alright. Why did they board up the room with a mask in it? Let's see. Now that was enough light, I extinguished the lamp to save the oil. Alright, so we got the window uncovered so we can actually see here without using that. That's good. And that means I'll hopefully still have some lantern oil later should I need it. Gondor calls for... There is... So at work, anytime we get new deliveries, it's usually parts that need to be installed and things. And anytime the storeroom, anytime the inventory people tell us we have new parts in, we actually have an emoji of Gondor calls for aid, of the torches being lit. And usually the boss reacts with that emoji, and it's amazing. Alright, what do we got here? Oh god, Eye Strain is what we have here. Let's see, our protagonist is huge wuss, masks freak him out, horses freak him out, cradles freak him out. Hobby horses, yeah, that is a thing. And Chris Technician, thank you for the posture check. Before I have to lean forward here, squint at this, let's stretch it out real quick. Everybody else might want to take a second to stretch out as well. It's a healthy thing. Get those shoulders moving, maybe stand up, get some blood moving through your legs. If you need to refresh your drink, get another snack, feel free to do that as well. Oh boy. Oh, jeez. Stretch those eyeballs. Honestly, that is a thing. My eye doctor, she had a rule for people who experience eye strain at work. She called it the 20-20-20 rule. She's like, at least every 20 minutes, stare at something that's about 20 feet away for about 20 seconds to allow your eyes to relax, so you're not just straining them all the time. And I know we probably got some people here that do experience eye strain at work, so that might be something to think about. Babies are kind of freaky sometimes, it's true. All right, July 3rd. Excuse me. My recent researches into the Del Mar, that's the African tribe that James Blackwood found, have shed some light upon their terrible activities. I understand now that the lack of existing information about them was not only a cause of their small size and rarity, but also a reluctance, or rather superstitious attitude towards their nature. Even some of the most important historians of South Africa still refuse to mention their name, usually referring to them as the War Tribe. After digging into some of the most obscure books I could find about the subject, I must admit now that reading them make me very nervous and uneasy, bringing back the memory of these horrible acts I witnessed on that day. He basically saw them act very strangely and then beat a guy to death. I can't understand why any human being, uncivilized or not, would behave in such a manner. War among savage tribes is of course very common and a recurring theme in history, but this Del Mar, they went beyond war. Usually a tribe will manage in battle to conquer new territory, or perhaps defeat an enemy. They did it for the sole reason of destruction and extreme love for violence. This guy is very British, I'm just going to say that and we'll leave it there. The account of their actions is downright scary. They'd invade villages, slaughtering every inhabitant without regard for their sex or age. Men, women, children would inevitably perish by their fury and hate, which is, I think, the most unsettling element of their stories. They didn't use any weapons. They killed villagers with their bare hands and teeth as if they were drawing power from an unearthly source. I find it hard to believe this, and if I hadn't seen them with my own eyes, I'd say they were some kind of wild legend. Once they'd slaughtered every living thing in the village, they'd burn it to the ground, every single construction or possession of the fallen villagers, proof that they definitely were not interested in conquering or even taking some advantage of the terrain. Their motives were moved solely and purely by an incredible despisal of life and hatred towards anything that wasn't from their village. That is another curious thing. They somehow managed to sustain a constant population level, as if they controlled exactly the amount of people needed for an attack, but at the same time warrant survival using their few existing resources. I fear this wasn't some kind of wondrous organization system, but rather an elimination process of a useless member or an unnecessary child. I dare not think about it, but I'm afraid this would explain why they didn't need to hunt for food. They feasted upon themselves. Now I know what that mask I took stands for, and I shiver at the thought of it. I must confess I'm worried. I don't know why, but I fear for my life. Alright, yeah, that's hella spooky, yes. And we got another letter here, too. June 24th, 1962. Dear Christopher, please excuse the tone of this letter. I know it must sound like a raving madman, but I truly can't find a proper way to put together all the thoughts that have been taking my sleep away these past days. There is a reason behind all these recent adversities. It's the mask, Christopher. It's that mask I told you about. I wouldn't believe it myself if I hadn't studied its origins on my own, but it's really the source of all my suffering. The tribe it belonged to, I must confess I didn't take the mask by appropriate means, and I fear this might have unleashed some terrible wrath against my life and everything that surrounds me. It's been over a year since I witnessed the most recent outrageous acts of violence that not even in my worst nightmares I could imagine, and the mask was the epicenter of it all. What I was thinking of when I took it is beyond me. It was probably a vicious streak of greed, but I can clearly see now. It represents evil, and I'm truly convinced this evil can somehow take shape and punish those who have disgraced it. I did, and now I must face the consequences. I will take some more time to investigate this. I might even go back to South Africa to seek help, although something tells me not even returning the mask would do any good. The damage is already done. I believe it's getting worse as the days go by. Every time I walk past the gallery, I could hear some incessant odd chatter, as something was being plotted inside. And these voices, Christopher, they seem to be angry. Please help me. Come and see me as soon as you can, James. Oh! Alright, yeah, also spooky. Also very spooky right there. I don't know if the fact that that's in here means he didn't send it, or it's just a video game being a video game. Hard to say. Alright. See if there's anything else to see in this room. Don't think so. Got that window open now. You know, that looks like it's it for right now, but we could go possibly check out that date in the newspapers. See if we can find anything interesting in there. Alright, so we're back in there now. You can recognize the positioning right there. Alright. Head back out into the hallway. Before we go too far, oops. Let me take a look at the journal. We should save too. We have accomplished a lot. Let's see. I may be insane, but at least I managed to get inside the room. I don't think I understood yet that I here just risked my life. One wrong step and it would have been fatal. As it turns out, the hidden room belonged to the son of the Blackwood family. Still can't tell why it was bricked off, but I should try and see if he's still around. He may be the only one that can tell me what happened inside this house. I guess that deep inside myself I knew the reason why, but I had to make sure. Blackwood's son died a long time ago, which is probably the reason the room was bricked up and left abandoned. The thing that's not clear is whether the child was born dead or died shortly after delivery. The hidden door in the gallery led to a small storeroom. There's a strange mask inside, and more mementos belong to James Blackwood. The development of his story is really getting into me now. I can almost feel his suffering. That mask seems to be the key to the mystery. Indeed it does. Indeed it does. Alright, so a quick, brief moment to save. Then we will check out the newspapers in the attic. And failing that, we will go call Jerry. There has been a troubling, one might say disturbing, lack of Jerry pestering today, and that cannot stand. Jerry needs to be available for us at all times. That's how realtors work. You just can't have a life outside waiting for the one guy you sold a house to one time to call. It's got to be your entire focus. To the Jerry Mobile! Alright, so nothing new as far as newspapers to see. That makes sense. That date didn't seem like something important happened. Just since I saw a date, I thought we might check it out. Alright. Now head back to the phone. And Guess we'll see what time it is too while we're down there, but also we'll see if Jerry is now available, as he should be at all times. Jerry, how dare you? Jerry, we have things we need to know, and that's your job. As a realtor, you're expected to know the entire history of the house and be available at all times to answer questions about it. Also, should I encounter any minor inconvenience in my new home, you are the first person I will be calling, and you should be helping with that as well. That's how realtors work, in case anybody in here didn't know. If they say that doesn't sound right, then point them to this video game. Jerry! Come on, Jerry!
Yes,
Jerry, it's me. You won't believe what I found here.
try me.
It's about the happenings that led to the murder you told me about. There's an impressive backstory surrounding this place and many loose ends. It would seem nobody ever stumbled upon this.
Shouldn't you be working on your book?
Are you listening to me? James Blackwood was into some very weird stuff and possibly dangerous. Something tells me this case is much more complex than it was thought to be.
Why don't you inform the authorities? I'm sure they'll be dying to reopen a long-forgotten case about some crazy old psycho killing his wife.
No way. And miss all the fun? I'm doing this on my own. I wonder if those noises I heard have anything to do with this. Maybe James Blackwood was trying to hide something.
Like in that book, where an old man was guarding the entrance to hell. I bet this James Blackwood person had a doorway like that in his basement. Those dreadful noises must be the sounds of the damned coming for you.
Why, thanks, mate. That's been very helpful. Great to have friends like you.
Then stop talking about all this nonsense. Do you have any idea how crazy it sounds? You're a writer, not some fancy PI.
I'll get to the bottom of this. I know I will. I'm certain there's much more to James Blackwood than a simple act of murder.
Now you're sounding more morbid than usual. Simple act of murder? Oh goody. Just somebody died, nothing to worry about. This isn't like you, Michael. This whole thing is really affecting you.
Stop being a drama queen. I'm a grown-up and I'm pretty aware of what I'm doing.
Fine, go chase around the ghosts of James Blackwood. I'll stay here in the real world.
I'll let you know about my progress.
Gosh, I don't know, Chet, but it almost sounds like Jerry's getting a little bit tired of our bullshit. I don't know what to make of that. How could this be? How could this possibly be? I don't understand. Jerry, our rock, our anchor, our last shred of good sense. The realtor completely forgot the giant ancient... Oh my god, yeah, you're right. I'm pretty aware of what I'm doing. He says, neglecting to mention the part where he climbed a rope down the side of the house in the pouring rain. Clearly he's in on it. An inside job. Interesting. Well, now that we have a lamp with oil in it, can we explore the basement a bit more? Jerry was probably correct when he said if the noises were coming through the fireplace, they might have been from the basement. And we saw some of the basement before, but I feel like we might have been stopped because it was too dark down there. I don't remember exactly. Partially because it was too dark, partially because it was creepy as hell and I didn't want to be down there. Little from column A, a little from column B. Let's head down there. Probably going to be even more dark with the rain pouring down. Let's see what we can find. Yeah, there was a corner back here, I think, that we're trying to look into, but it was too dark, right? No? No, nothing back there. The interior of the furnace was as dark as the mouth of a wolf. In any case, I didn't want to spend too much time near it. We can't use the lantern on it, can we? Lamp didn't have any... Oh, so... Wait! That might be a bug. But either way, I think we're not supposed to use the lantern on there. I thought there was a space down here that we tried to explore. They said it was too dark. I could be misremembering, though. No, I mean, the basement looks pretty straightforward, honestly. Hoping I wouldn't have to push any of those boxes around. Wow. Yeah, me too. Me too. There's a drain cover in the concrete. All right, there was this weird drain cover. As it might, I couldn't move the valve with my bare hands. Can we oil that valve? Anything? It need to be oiled. Nope. Alright, I don't see anything to do with the drain cover yet then. Can't move the valve. I don't see that we have anything in our inventory that would provide leverage. Unfortunately, I think this metal bar is too thin. Yeah. Can we steam the valve? Honestly, that is the first thing I think of whenever I think of valve, is valve software. That is definitely a thing. Use the hammer somehow. It was a nice idea, but I didn't have enough surface to hit. Oh, it's actually true, yeah. I'm just gonna wallop it this too hard. Can't turn it 3 times. That's for oh my god. All right. I don't think we ever used this little silvery key. I don't remember if we did anyway. You know of any other locked doors in the house? I thought I could think of off the top of my head. I'm gonna get out of the basement first because I don't like being down here. And then I'm gonna take a quick peek at the hint file. Yeah, the one of the guy that actually like turns to look at the camera, that freaked me the fuck out. Holy shit. Absolutely terrified me. Ooh, man, alright. What else do we need to do? So we checked out the newspapers. Ooh. Hey, Kiwi! Thank you for the gift sub to Kellerman right there. Gift sub number 23 in the channel. Thank you so much for all the generosity today, seriously. That is just, I'm humbled. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. Oh, all right. So I'm like, I'm reading all the stuff on the hint page. I'm like, I've done all this. Like, it sounds like we're making progress. And it's like, the hint was to finish the day, you must remember why Michael bought this house in the first place. I'm like, do I have to work on the book? Do I actually have to do something with the typewriter? This whole time we've been here, we haven't actually touched that thing. Oh, went up too far. Went up too far there. We did pester Jerry some, but did we pester him enough? I think the real question here is there an enough when it comes to pestering Jerry? Is it ever enough? I don't know that it is. A Jerry unpestered is a tragedy. This I do know. Alright. See if we can actually do some work now. Maybe? Aha! Can't read any of that. Beginning to give any credit to what's... Well, there's some there. Oh, yeah, here we go. Like, how much cheese / garlic is too much? Like, theoretically, there is too much, but it's hard to get there. Suddenly, she stopped and stood there, paralyzed, hesitant to give any credit to what her eyes were seeing, and completely unaware of the potentially dangerous situation. Surprisingly, there wasn't anything unusual or strange about the event. Little Kathy was hastily crossing the living room towards the huge oak door, her fancy black dress fluttering at every footstep. As the girl reached the doorknob, she turned to look back at Marion and urged her with a whisper to hurry up. But Marion wasn't seeing Kathy. Her memories haunted her her back in displaced reality, giving room to the nightmarish vision she had spent months trying to forget, ever since her first visit to the old house. In her dreams, she saw the little girl also wearing a black dress, emerging from a passageway hidden in the room. She'd never actually managed to glimpse where the passage was, only saw the girl running towards her, her small face contorted in a horrible grimace. Marion quickly realized it was a twisted version of the Kathy she would know later, as if her figure was then distorted by a veil of smoke. Her exact movements through the room, reaching for the knob, facing her back. Those were too many coincidences to ignore. It wasn't a nightmare that she experienced that day, nor a ghost, something she refused to believe in, but she was now willing to blindly embrace as the truth, given the shocking vividness of the vision. The ghost who had come from the past, but she'd never seen from the... Her thoughts were interrupted as a figure behind her cast a shadow across the doorway. "You filthy liar! You've betrayed me!" groaned a deep voice. Alright, that's something. The discoveries I'd made in the house were too exciting to stop now. I thought that maybe I could investigate further today and return to work tomorrow. Must we? Oh, here we go. The ending. Have to come up with a suitable ending. The final twist was the most celebrated aspect of VT, that's the previous book. They will tear me apart if I don't pull off another thing like that. How? I'm up to the point where Steve goes mad. She is confused. Steve is a she? The visions are becoming real. So now we know for sure there's a supernatural element in the story. Wait, is that really so? Question is, does it have anything to do with the creepy old lady or not? Would it be too obvious if her powers are real after all? Big question. Would people accept if the solution to the story is unreal? Damn, why am I trying to please everybody here? No. And then he crosses something out. On the other hand, a realistic solution disguised as supernatural. Is that possible? They're expecting something like that. A real and probable outcome. That's what they loved in VT. Bloody hell, this is driving me insane. Alright, so he's making an effort here. Having trouble coming up with a good ending. Alright. Well, is it time for bed yet? I laid down on the bed. There we go. Let's get some rest. Something didn't feel right. Oh, geez. We are either awake or having a dream again now. Explore the house. Well, I don't hear creepy noises coming from the gallery. That seems like a good thing. Whoa! Where's the mask? Why isn't the mask in here? Oh god, that's not good. Legit got goosebumps from that. Alright. Oh, let me catch one chat for a second. Bring my heart rate down a little bit. You bought it because it's a Nimrod with money and you won't book it if he's a Nimrod in a ghost story. I was like, this would be amazing on paper, but can you imagine actually living here? Oh my god, yeah, cleaning this house would take months at a bare minimum. The Money Pit's an underrated movie. More people should see that one. Oh, jeez. So that appears to have been a dream. That's a good thing, but we're awake now. And unfortunately... I can hear those noises again. Yes, I do. Let's pull out the stethoscope again. Had to find out their source. Alright, so we're still hearing the scratching noises. Jerry did suggest maybe they're coming from the basement. Not like I want to go into the basement at friggin' midnight with very little in the way of light sources. Maybe a lamp that might have a tiny bit of oil in it. That's not much to go on. You know, if the white is my maid, a biography. Yeah, we're probably gonna need to wash those sheets. Yeah. Suspect. I want to check. Is it actually midnight right now? It is midnight. That's when we heard the scratching noises originally, too. Let's use the stethoscope on this as well. Yeah, we can hear it in there, too, with the stethoscope. I think we might have to check the basement. See if we can hear anything down there. I really deeply don't want to do that. We have not played a lot of horror games on stream that actually creep me out. This one's kind of doing the job. FYI. I wasn't expecting it to. Like, point and clicks? I didn't think it would. But it's, definitely playing at some primal fears here. I'm gonna save. Because this feels really dangerous. Let's see. I guess we can save over this one. I guess it's technically the oldest one. Oh, this is a really bad idea. I can't see anything. The room is too dark to see anything. Alright. Can we light the... Can light the lantern. Alright. Alright, we've got a little bit of light now. It's not going to last long, though. Going for that grate in the floor? I'm using the stethoscope on it. Didn't hear anything out of the ordinary. In there. I can't move that. Alright. Where's that coming from? The hell? There's a tunnel? In the fireplace? Or in the... What the fuck? In the furnace or incinerator? Whatever this is. What is this tunnel? Whoa! Time to leave. That's fine. That's fine. Time to leave. Oh god, I can't. Can I not leave? I think I turned around. Somehow. Oh god. Oh god. Upstairs. Upstairs, please. Please, upstairs. Please hurry now. Please to be going out of here. The last drop of all the lamp oil had been consumed. Oh, good. Good. Awesome. I guess it lasted as long as we needed to. I was too confused to think straight and decided almost against my will to return to bed. Oh, sure, it's a great idea. Almost against my will, he says. As a plot convenience, I decided to return to bed. Oh, God. I mean, I don't know how comfortable I am going to bed right now, but he says that's the play. I guess that's the play. I mean, I don't want to be conscious right now. I know that much. Oh, yeah, that's straight up. I can't see anything. Where's my doorknob? Oh, jeez. Secret tunnel through the furnace. To the underworld. I went back to bed. Monday, October 14th. Oh. My third and final day inside the Blackwood Manor began with an odd feeling of expectation. Still shaken about the occurrence of last night, I managed to pull myself together and focus on finding out what really happened inside this place. Oh, jeez. Alright. When I get bored of hanging with friends and I want to go home, as a plot convenience, I need to leave. It's perfect, right? Oh yeah, that bed is annihilated. Holy shit. Also, hopefully, we haven't unpacked the suitcase too much, but hopefully we brought some spare changes of pants, because we need those now. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't want to be conscious right now. Okay, so we've somehow survived day 2. But we're not real happy about it. We're not real happy about it. Oh, jeez. Oh, I don't know about you folks, but I need to bring my blood pressure down a little bit, because like that actually did freak me out. The part with the mask, I don't know how well that came through on camera, but I actually did have goosebumps from that. That did successfully freak me out. Possibly because, like, I've mentioned this before, but like there's certain horror settings that do it for me. Like, you're getting chased by something in the woods, like that doesn't necessarily scare me because I don't go in the woods very often. But like inside a house, like a haunted house, that can potentially do it for me because it feels like more familiar environs. That feels like a plausible place that I would be. And that freaks me out a lot. Not wearing a heart monitor for this game. Why? I don't actually have one of those. I think we need to incorporate Avatar, the Magic Teenagers on the Blue Hills into the Harvester sequel. That could be a thing. Maybe Steve learned that not only is he meant to go into the temple in Harvester, but also he learned that he is a bender. Now we can't use one of the ones from the show because there's copyright implications for that. So we'd have to bend something else. And, you know, being Harvester, of course, I think the most obvious thing is he's a meat bender. He can bend meat to his will. You got a cold cut? That cold cut is a deadly weapon within his hands. He can use his mind to move the meat. Mind over meat is exactly the catchphrase that he uses whenever he activates his powers, no matter how irritating it gets. Every single time, that is the phrase he uses. Now, what does he use these meat powers for? Honestly, probably nothing, because that doesn't sound like a terribly useful power unless, like, I don't know. Maybe he can, like, get some, like, ground chuck and he can, like, hurl it hard enough to, like, possibly give you, like, some head trauma? If it's frozen, that'd probably hurt a whole bunch, at least. Could be his new weapon right there. Mind meat! Meta guy who fits that title? Oh god. Just sounds like a euphemism. It does. Probably is. Meat cutes. Oh god. Combat cold cuts. Oh god, I remember that scene now. I had forgotten about that scene, but I remember it now. Master of Meat, the Meat Meister. I'm not doing the last one. I'm not doing that last one. Speaking of euphemisms. But Kiwi, thank you for redeeming Invest in Harvester sequel. Much appreciated. I think this would probably be a good place to stop for the day. It's a little bit early, but I think we're set up. I'm going to double check one thing, but I think we are set up to potentially finish this game tomorrow. And I think that seems perfect. That seems pretty perfect. Yeah, I think that's what we gotta do. I think we'll try to finish the game tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see if we can do that. Hopefully, we've still got the extra chapter that was added to the director's cut. I don't know how long that's gonna be, but we'll see. We will see, definitely. So wait, in Avatar, all the bending styles have advanced techniques like firebender and lightning bending. What is the advanced meat bending technique? I hope you're proud of yourself, Kiwi. You made someone say publicly on the internet, out loud, verbally, the phrase advanced meat bending. There is a phrase I've never used before in my life, and if I'm very lucky, will not have to say again. Is a meat bender some type of muscle wizard? Do they cast a ham fist? I think I told you once. Someone who might actually be in chat right now, I was playing a board game with where you're playing wizards at war. And somehow this person managed to put together, like, as their deck of spells, all spells that revolved around physical violence. So, like, me and the other players are going around going, the arcane fire is mine to control. And they're just going around just, like, grabbing us by the collar and just beating the crap out of us. And the image of that was so hilarious. We're looking for tomes and we're shooting lightning bolts and fireballs. And they're just like, come here, nerds. I'm gonna break your face in. The cherry on top of this all is, if I remember correctly, they won? Like, by a lot? I cast Punch! So, once again, we go to, no, in this case, it wasn't a case of mind over meat. It was a case of meat over mind, I think, technically. Technically. Want to go that route? I cast Get Wrecked, nerd. So yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up for today. We'll pick it up tomorrow. We'll pick up right where we left off. We'll see if we can at least finish the main game tomorrow. Get to the original ending of the game, and then if need be, next week, we'll play the extra chapter, see what that's like. That sudden tunnel in the fireplace again, what was that? Why was that there? How did it get there? I have so many questions. Mine is just a puppet of meat, it's true. That crooking straight meat again? Oh god, the things we're seeing here today. Geek Boy, welcome in. He caught us just as we're wrapping up, but I hope you're doing good, Geek Boy. Hope everything's going well with you. Kiwi, it is great to see you again. I'm glad things have been going well. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Thank you again for all the generosity. It means a ton. So we do, as always, still have one thing left to do before we call it quits for the day for good. And of course, as always, if my game hasn't locked up, my game has locked up though. Interesting. That's new. Oh wait, no, maybe not. Maybe not. The game, yes, there we go. And then it plays the credits every single time you go to exit because there's only like 4 names in the credits. That's basically the little credits right there. aside from the voices, which are different in the different language versions. That's how my week has been. Lucky to catch 5 minutes or 5 seconds of stream. Well, I'm so glad we got to catch it either way, Geek Boy. I hope things are going good, but yeah, it sounds like a busy week, unfortunately. It's such a choice for the credits. It was earlier times. It definitely was. Also, I'll mention again, this is, Wikipedia has this as the first ever commercially released adventure game from Argentina, which I still think is very cool. Let's see, Blueberry Bring, I hope you enjoyed the stream and welcome in. Hope they're glad to have you join us today. So one last thing before we call it quits today, and of course that is, let's see who all else is online. So if you are not done watching Twitch for the day, maybe I can send you somewhere cool. I would definitely like the opportunity to. So I am going to have to see who is live right now. While I'm doing that, a couple things you might want to do if you haven't done already. First and foremost, make sure you hit follow. That will be the easiest way to find me again. If you'd like to come back, we'd certainly love to have you. If you like, you can also enable notifications that'll let you know when I go live. I know I find that useful sometimes. A couple of links in chat too, if you're interested in those. We got a link to my Discord if you'd like to chat with me and the rest of the community outside of the stream. Feel free to jump in there. And more importantly, we have a link to my YouTube, which is where I archive all of my streams, every game I've played in the past. If you want to get caught up on this one, the week 1 VOD should be going up by the end of the day. Or if you want to check out any of the other games I've played in the past, lots and lots of adventure games in there. A couple of horror games as well, if that is your thing. Whatever you're into, there's something up there. So I think today we're going to go somewhere very simple. One of my favorite streamers who is playing a game I've never played and probably won't, because it is something I am very, very bad at. But it's still a fascinating game and a very, very good game. Let's be clear on that. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love it if you join me as we head off on a raid over a good friend of the stream, an amazing streamer, Mr. Retrograde Tom. One of, for my money, the best streamers on all of Twitch. And today he is playing Thief 2, second game in the first-person stealth series, with some of the best level design you have ever seen. Seriously, it should be studied in schools. So ladies and gentlemen, why don't you join me over there, say hi to Tom, hang out for a bit, throw him a follow if you like what he's doing. But hey, if you've got other things to do, I will just say as I always do, have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at in the world. I will see you folks tomorrow for more of Scratch's Director's Cut. Take care of yourselves till then, everybody.